Welcome back to Daybreak. My colleague Amey Fink is here with national news. Amey?
Thanks, Alex. Recently, the Pentagon has created a brain bank to research the damages that can happen when serving for the military. So far, the $70 million center has only collected one brain sample. The main goal for the process is to be able to understand the subtle changes to the brain, which could cause dementia. A small study has found evidence of a progressive disorder known as chronic traumatic encephalopathy, or CTE. This is also known as the same disorder that has been found in deceased NFL players and the professional boxers who have had multiple concussions. Both concussions and mild traumatic brain injuries have long been a risk for all combat troops who have repeatedly suffered exposure to blasts from the improvised explosion devices. Past studies estimate that several 100,000 troops from the different wars may have suffered concussions caused by the IEDs. Congrats to the lottery winners for sharing the $588 million Powerball. But before getting the money, winners need to know that there is a to-do list. The first thing to do is to get legal help by finding a good lawyer and accountant to handle all the possible tax obligations attached to the winnings. The second is to sign the back of the ticket so that the winning ticket can be verified at local retailers or any state lottery office. The third step is to claim your prize in person at the headquarters of the state lottery agency. The fourth step is to decide if you want the annual payments or everything all at once. The final thing to remember is that there's a lot of attention from the media. And finally, for those of you who will be traveling in the near future, know that United Airlines has been showing a huge struggle since merging with Continental 2 years ago. This year, its reservation system has failed twice, shutting its website, disabling airport kiosks, and stranding passengers as flights were delayed and canceled. According to the New York Times, United has the worst operational record among the nation's top 15 airlines. Its arrival time rate is 77.5%, which is 6% below the industry average and the percentage points lower than Delta Airlines. It had the highest rate of the regularly delayed flights this summer and concentrated more on customer complaints than all other airlines combined in July, according to the Transportation Department. Now here's Alex and Lindsey.
Thanks, Amey. So we've all heard of the holiday carol, The 12 Days of Christmas. But what if you actually took that song literally?
I know, crazy, right? Hunter Tresnicky tells us all about the actual cost of the 12 Days of Christmas. Hunter?
That's right, Alex and Lindsey. You know that famous Christmas carol that sort of keeps going and going? Well, it just got pricier. Yes, every year there are hopeless romantics that think about buying the 12 Days of Christmas. On the first day of Christmas, my true love sent to me a partridge in a pear tree. Well, that partridge is going to run you about $15, the same as last year. Not too bad. The pear tree, on the other hand, is going to set you back about $190, up almost $20 from last year. With day 2 comes 2 turtle doves. Yeah, those doves are $125. 3 French hens? How about $165, up $15 from last year? What is a calling bird? According to an article from the Huffington Post, a calling bird is a canary, and 4 of them is going to cost you almost $520. That part of the song everyone remembers best, 5 gold rings. Remember, the price of gold has skyrocketed, so if you're buying 5 golden rings, the price is going to be up more than $100 from last year at $750 for all 5. 6 geese a laying, up $50 from last year. It's going to be $210. Sticking with some poultry, 7 swans a swimming, $1,000 a bird. That makes a grand total of $7,000 for all. The minimum wage hasn't gone up. 8 maids a milking is going to be $58. 9 ladies dancing is going to be about $6,300 per performance. Also per performance, 10 lords a leaping will be upwards of $4,000. 11 pipers piping, a little more than $2,500. Finally, 12 drummers drumming, nearly $3,000. This puts the grand total up about 6% from last year. Are you ready for this? A whopping $160,000. $7,000. So there you go. It might be cheaper to go riding in a one-horse open sleigh. Lindsey and Alex, back to you.
That is, I cannot imagine spending that much money on a bunch of birds.
I can't afford one day of Christmas. I
Geese
can't do 12.
Geese a laying, partridge in a pear tree, swans a swimming. What else? Calling birds.
I don't know. I'm still confused about the Lords of Leaping part. Where do you find the Lords of Leaping?
Quote a Lord of Leaping? Like if you were to call a company and say, how much do you charge for a Lord of Leaping? What would they say back to you?
So of all the 12 days of Christmas items, I guess, which one would you pick?
I think I would pick probably the drummer's drumming because I like music, and that's probably the only one that I'd actually be able to use for something.
That makes sense, but I think that's one of the most expensive ones.
It probably is. I mean, I have expensive taste. What can you expect? I think I know which one you would pick. Am I right? If it's the
I'm picking the 5 rings, but put it this way, and this goes out to my boyfriend. 5 golden rings cost less than 1 engagement ring.
They do.
So,
wink, wink. So 5 gold rings cost about $700 some dollars,
yeah,
I think.
$750.
And I love how Hunter did that, and the price of everything is up from last year. I wonder if one of them was like, 7 gas tanks of gas leaning. Like that would be really good because gas is up about 300% from last year or something.
Yeah, pricey.
Ridiculous.
Again,
expensive
I
Christmas.
can't afford 1 day of Christmas, so 12 out of the question.
Yeah,
I'm not touching that.
Too many birds for us too.
Yeah.
Too many feathers.
Yeah,
spinning
too
around.
many birds.
Anyway, we'll see what happens with this Christmas. After the break, weather and sports report. Stay tuned.